If you've ever been scrolling through your Instagram content and noticed that there's a little button that pops up that says boost post, I want to start by saying that boosting posts versus running a paid ad are definitely very different. And there's a couple of key indicators on what is the differences between both and where and when both are best used. I'm personally a huge fan of boosting your posts, and I'm going to explain why at the end of this video. But before we dive into that, let's talk about the differences when it comes to actually formatting a boosted post versus a paid ad and the options that you actually have to work with. Number one, targeting and creative control. When you are boosting a post, you do not have the same amount of options in terms of really diving into your target demographic or the different targeting that you want to have in place. When you're boosting a post, you get very basic options. You get to choose your goal if you're trying to boost engagement or drive sales. And then you get some very basic targeting options like choosing the age or maybe the demographic or location. But when you run a paid ad through the Meta Ads Manager, that's when you're going to really get those options to create lookalike audiences, to choose interests in very specific target demographics for the people that you want to get your ads in front of. Not to mention, if you're running an ad through the Ads Manager, you're going to get a lot more custom features to be able to try out different creatives, do a little bit of A/B testing, play around with different call to actions, see what's really going to perform best. When you're boosting a post, Instagram or Facebook is going to push out the content exactly how you posted it, and you're not going to be able to play around with different testing. When it comes to reaching a specific type of ads goal, boosting is really great if you want to drive engagement or eyeballs on something that's already existing and you're not looking to necessarily achieve anything more than visibility and engagement and a little bit of boost to that on your post. Whereas when you're running something through the Ads Manager, you're going to get really able to dive into specific types of goals. You're trying to get people to sign up to a landing page or join a wait list or any of these very specific conversion-driven goals. That's when an Ads Manager or running a goal through your Ads Manager is really going to make a lot of sense. Here's the thing though. I always say if you're a small business owner and you have just a little bit of money to put into your ads, that boosting can be one of the best and most effective ways to use your ad budget. This is my honest opinion, and honestly, take this with what you will. But over the years, what I've always noticed is that when you see an ad, and if you think about the way that you organically interact with ads online, you might see an ad for something, but on average, it takes somebody 7 to 21 times of seeing your product to be able to decide that they want to actually take that next move, either purchase the product or sign up to your waitlist or join your email list or follow your brand. So if you think about those 7 to 21 touch points, and if that was to be, let's say, solely reliant on ads, that would mean that that audience or that person would need to see your product or business 7 to 21 different times through an ad to be able to choose that next step or take that next step. Now, when you're running boosted posts, what's really cool about this is if you choose something that is super high value, that's really going to push your audience or push a new audience towards seeing something that they're going to resonate with and seeing something that, you know, they see and then decide, hey, I actually feel like this is speaking directly to me and I want to take that next step. A great example of this would be when we're running a boosted post, I'll always take like a super highly valuable educational carousel or infographic that has worked really well with our audience already and is already getting a lot of those saves or shares to it, and then put a little bit of a boosted budget behind it, because if it's already resonating with people and people are already loving this piece of content, chances is somebody who doesn't already know my brand or doesn't already know your brand seeing it, finding the same value, especially if you're playing into, you know, boosting it to an audience that's similar to yours or followers of your followers type situation. What's really going to end up happening is people are going to see your boosted post, they're going to save it, or they're going to go to your profile to see what other kinds of value you have living there already, and they're going to follow you. And this long-term gain is really going to come from you leading with value-driven content for your brand. At the end of the day, boosting posts and running paid ads really both have incredible benefits to each, and you got to find what works best for your business. I always like to think about running ads as taking a calculated risk. Never put more money into running ads than you're willing to lose, and really remember that it takes a little bit of figuring out what's going to work best for you and your target audience before you're going to be able to generate a result. Lucky for you, we've put together a little cheat sheet with some different call to actions and hooks that you can use based on your ads goals. So scan the QR code here on screen, go download it, and we will see you in the next video. Stay social.